welcome back to AutoNet. And today I just want to quickly talk about how you can use sublayers inside ArcGIS API 4 for JavaScript. So sublayers is really cool. Sublayers are actually autocasts in the API. They're technically a collection that is a collection of type sublayer. And sublayer is a first-class citizen in the JavaScript API. And you're probably asking yourself, well, what is a sublayer? Why is it useful? And the first sample you can see here is using the map image layer. Now, if you're not familiar with it, the map image layer in version 4 of the JavaScript API is what used to be the old ArcGIS dynamic MapService layer. This one here, right? Just shorten the name down a little bit. What's really cool though is that if you want to do something like, say, set the definition expressions or the drawing info for a map service, it was a little bit convoluted before. The API was kind of, it wasn't a great API to do it, although it did work just fine. But say definition expressions. For example, you need to create a definition expression, and you need to define it as an empty array, then define each index in the array, which would coincide with the layer that's part of the map service. So layer 0 would get this definition expression, layer 5 would get this one, and you set the layer definition expressions on the map service. You can also see this kind of work being done for the set layer drawing options. So if you wanted to change what the map service would render the data at, you had to do this kind of thing here where you create the drawing options and set the renders on the drawing options, and the same kind of concept, create an array. Each index in the array would coincide with this layer that is in the service, blah, blah, blah. You can see how this, it's fine. It's just kind of, I gotta set this index in the array and have all these empty indexes and blah, blah, blah. Okay, no big deal. So map image layer makes that a lot easier here. So this is just create sublayers, create an object in here. It's gonna have the ID for the layer. That's all you need to do. So for example, if we look at, let's see here, I've got a sample right here. So this sample, very simple sample. We are gonna go ahead and create some definition expressions here. This particular sample is using the image parameters because it's also going to do some stuff with the define the image parameters in here. So I'm going to go ahead and create my definition expressions, assign them, and then bam, we're going to get my nice little map over here, right? That's cool, that's fine. But in version 4, the API is a lot nicer. So now I could just create my sublayers, part of my map image layer, give it the IDs for the layers I want visible, and I now can go and define definition expressions here. So let's go and grab the first one here. Kind of cool, these two are identical, so let's copy that. So 3 and 4 have the same one, so I can just come over here and I can say, whoops, can't type. Definition expression. There we go. And I can just pretty much copy this. We saw that 3 and 4 were the same expressions. And I believe this one was similar, but it was actually just for Kansas here. So let's grab that. Bam, there. Define that there. And bam, there we go. We've got our map that pretty much does exactly what the version 3 one did, but just with much less code to have to write. So that's pretty cool. That's how sublayers work. Sublayers are really cool. You find sublayers kind of sprinkled and out throughout the API with a couple other different layers, but they're really more. I found more use out of them inside the map image layer. That's where I touch them the most. So it's pretty cool, and it's a nice way to work with the layers inside of a map service and easily define what they're going to look like. I can set a renderer on here. It's pretty easy to do, and the definition expressions, as we just saw. It's really cool. So have fun.